your greatest career threat isn't your lazy coworker or even your difficult boss. It's the person you confide in over coffee. The one you call your work friend. Modern corporate culture has weaponized friendship, and if you don't understand the playbook, you will be its primary target. Today, I expose the 3 betrayal scripts that covert competitors run, and the exact power plays to shield yourself. This isn't about paranoia. This is about pattern recognition. By the end of this, you will be able to walk into any office and within 2 conversations, identify who is building a relationship and who is building a dossier. You will learn not just to defend, but to reposition yourself so that their strategic playbook becomes useless. We will break this down into 3 worlds. First, the trap at work, the specific linguistic tricks and emotional maneuvers they use to mine you for information and credibility. Second, the trap for your money, how this dynamic directly sabotages promotions, raises, and your financial trajectory. And third, the psychological trap, how it breaks your ability to trust your own judgment, which is the ultimate victory for them. This is the betrayal playbook. Let's define our subject. The covert competitor is not the obvious rival. They are charming, helpful, and seemingly vulnerable. Their first weapon is calculated oversharing. They will share a minor insecurity or complaint about management first. Ugh, I'm so overwhelmed by this new reporting system, aren't you? This is not bonding. This is a bait drop. They are testing your compliance, seeing if you will take the bait and reciprocate with your own grievances. The moment you do, you have given them a data point. Their second tactic is the credit siphon. They will position themselves as your collaborator in public spaces. In a meeting, after you propose an idea, they will say, "Just to build on what you so brilliantly started," and then reframe the core of your idea. To leadership, it now looks like a joint project, with them as the synthesizer. They are attaching their name to your labor. Their most dangerous tool is the false alliance against a common enemy. They will identify a third person, a manager, another team, and bond with you over shared frustration. "I can't believe Susan is making us do this. We're the only ones who get it." This creates an us versus them bond that feels incredibly real. But this enemy is often situational, or even exaggerated. The goal is to make you feel isolated with them, so you share more, trusting that your secrets are safe within this alliance of 2. But for them, the alliance is not with you. It is against the enemy. And alliances can be switched overnight. This is where theory meets your bank account. The covert competitor's play isn't just for social points, it's to create a relative advantage. They don't need to be perfect, they just need you to look worse. Their information mining has a direct financial purpose. First, the preemptive strike for promotions. When a role opens up, they will have already subtly shaped the narrative. In their one-on-ones with your boss, they frame challenges not as systemic issues, but as your personal struggles. "I tried to help your name with the client data, but they seemed really attached to their old method. I'm sure they'll get there." They position themselves as the solution and you as the problem that needs managing. When promotion season comes, you seem like a risk, they seem like a leader. Second, the dilution of your achievements. They master the art of the we pulled off that huge client win when you did 80% of the work. In public, it seems like generosity. In the ledger of leadership, it creates ambiguity. When raises are decided, clear, individual impact gets funded. Ambiguous, team-based contributions get discounted. They are literally diluting the value of your work so it can be shared. Third, and most brutal, the setup for failure. They will volunteer you for tasks they know are doomed or impossible, always with a veneer of support. "Oh, your name would be perfect for that. They're a wizard with analytics." but the project has unclear objectives and no executive sponsorship. When you inevitably struggle or fail, they are nowhere to be found. They've created a visible, high-profile stumble for you, making their own steady performance look superior. This directly impacts your bonus, your rating, and your trajectory. This is the deepest damage, the erosion of your own intuition. After an experience with a covert competitor, you enter a state of strategic distrust. You start second-guessing every friendly gesture, becoming closed off, potentially paranoid. This makes you look difficult, uncollaborative, and politically clumsy. You have now done their final piece of work for them. You've isolated yourself. This is their checkmate. So here are the counterplays. The power plays. Play 1. The mirror. Do not reject their oversharing. Mirror it back with vague, professional positivity. They say, "I'm so stressed about the leadership shake-up." You respond, "Change is always a challenge. I'm focusing on controlling what I can, like the quarterly deliverables." You have not given data. You have reflected their emotional bait into a professional, neutral statement. Play 2. The public record. This is non-negotiable. When you have an idea, a contribution, or an achievement, you document it in a public, written forum. An email to the team after a meeting summarizing next steps based on my proposal. A post in the project channel tagging the key decision. You create a timestamped, uneditable ledger of your intellectual property. The Credit Siphon cannot work in the light. Play 3. The strategic anchor. You must form diversified alliances. Never be part of only one duo. Have multiple weak ties across departments. Regularly schedule brief check-ins with people outside your immediate team. This makes you politically resilient. If the covert competitor tries to create an isolated us versus them bond, you are not isolated. You have other ports. This neutralizes their most powerful emotional lever. Play 4. The silent promotion. Stop telling them about your aspirations. Stop complaining about obstacles. Your goals and your grievances are your most valuable intelligence. When they ask, "So, are you going for that lead role?" you respond, "I'm always interested in how I can add more value to the team." It says nothing. It sounds like everything. You become a black box. A covert competitor feeds on information. Starve them. Here is the brutal, philosophical truth about power in the modern workplace. Trust is not a gift you give to colleagues, it is a credential you earn, and a strategic tool you deploy. Naivety is not kindness. It is a liability you carry, and a resource others will extract. The goal is not to become like them, cynical and manipulative. The goal is to become strategically opaque. To build a professional persona that is so consistent, so anchored in documented results, and so emotionally neutral that the tools of the covert competitor find no purchase. Your power comes from making their playbook irrelevant. Your silence is not weakness. Your selective transparency is not deception. It is the armor of the professional who understands the game. The most dangerous person in your office isn't your rival. It's the friend who knows your ambitions and your frustrations. They are not a confidant. They are a competitor with a dossier. And you are helping them write it. Stop giving them the pen. You now have the pattern. You will see it everywhere. In your stand-ups, in your Slack chats, in the after-work drinks. See it, recognize it, and deploy your power plays. Do not fight them on their terrain of gossip and emotion. Elevate the game to one of documentation, diversified alliances, and strategic silence. That is how you win. If you want to understand the root psychology of these power dynamics, the foundational text is Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. It decodes the historical patterns behind every modern office maneuver. I've left a link to the audiobook in the description. It's the single best investment I've made in understanding the game. This is the Power Play. See you in the next video.